Hello gamers, today we will be ranking the machine pistols category in Phantom Forces. Remember, this is my opinion and you're free to disagree with it. Let's get into it. Coming in at our worst spot, number 7, I'm gonna have to give this to actually the Micro Uzi. The reason for this is the Micro Uzi only has a 20 round capacity, which most of these guns do, but it doesn't have an extended mag or anything like that. This actually has slightly more RPM than some of the other machine pistols, but only about 100. Most of them hang out around 1100 RPM. This has 1200. It can 3-hit decently far, only about 21 studs, but it's not too bad considering some machine pistols can't even 3-hit at all. However, it 6-hits in LRC, which the Tech 9 can actually 5-hit all ranges. This can 6-hit all ranges, and it has some of probably the worst recoil of all the machine pistols, as you can see. So the only main upside of this gun is that it can 3-hit and it shoots slightly faster, but even if you look at like the MP 1911, it kind of is better in every way, except, you know, magazine capacity and reloads. This thing, it just doesn't really have the damage or ranges or anything to actually make this amount of recoil worth your time. Yeah, it still definitely kills people, but it only does 34 damage. If it did 36 damage with the same max damage range, it might be a little bit better because then it could 2-hit head, but it can't. It does 34. So yeah, it's definitely not a bad machine pistol. In fact, I would say that this is somewhat usable, like a gun that is pretty good to use. If I were to rate it against all the other machine pistols in the game, it doesn't really hold up against all the other ones. It does have a nice alt aim, which is cool, and I just got shot from like nowhere. The recoil, dude, look at that. Look at this recoil. It's terrible. And also there's the fact that it's a 6-hit kill in LRC, which they're machine pistols that have more RPM and better hits to kill in LRC, aka the Tech 9. Like I said, this is not a bad machine pistol, it's just overall the worst one. Now we're on to the number 6 spot, which goes to the MP 1911. I know, it's kind of crazy that I give this the number 6. I think I said 6, hopefully I didn't say 7. It's 6 spot. It's because, one, it has a nice alt aim, which the Micro Uzi has like a hood alt aim, but it's not really that good. It can also 3-hit, I believe, farther. I'll have to give that a check. It has 100 less RPM, but it can also 3-hit and it can 5-hit all ranges. Has a slightly smaller magazine capacity, but it has that much recoil, which actually, all things considered, is very, very low. As you can see, this thing is a pretty accurate machine pistol. In fact, probably the most accurate one in the game. There is a big problem with this gun, and that is its reload time and capacity aren't that good, but overall it is definitely up there. It's super good. But as you can see, even the tactical reload, ooh, it is slow. It looks sick and it sounds sick. The gun looks backwards. I've said this in a video before. But yeah, overall, the reload time, the capacity, overall, it's not really worth it for that slightly better recoil. I mean, I'm gonna be honest, it's not even slightly better. It is a lot better than a lot of machine pistols, as you can see. And it even has a 9mm conversion, but that removes its 3-hit CQC and its 5-hit all ranges. And I think it increases the RPM. It makes the damage a lot lower, and it gives it a slightly larger mag. We can look at it. Yeah. Ooh, 25 to 19, but it has 1300 RPM. This basically just kind of makes it a worse Tech 9, but I guess it has less recoil. But other than that, it's kind of just worse. Yeah, so it has a 25 stud. Oh, it does 36 to 25 stud. So this can actually 2-hit to the head. That does make it really strong. Definitely a lot stronger than the Micro Uzi, but overall, still, because of those reloads, it's not really that good. Next up, we actually have the arm pistol. When the update first came out, I thought this was going to be my new main secondary because it does 34 to 20, has 800 RPM, and can have an extended mag. I have the extended mag on it. It normally has 20 rounds. After giving this a go for a while, I realized that it's not really as good as you would expect, because the recoil is actually insane. Like, the recoil is so incredibly bad. Yeah, if I were to put a sight on this gun, look, that's even without a sight on it. And the irons actually makes this thing have a lot less recoil. At least it looks like it has a lot less recoil. It's like AMT Terminator type thing. This guy is bonding, dude. But yeah, if the recoil wasn't super bad, if the recoil was actually really accurate, this would basically just be a secondary M16A3. A little bit worse stats, but actually can 3-hit in CQC and is a secondary. So it would be a little bit OP, not gonna lie. But yeah, as you can see, this is it's a machine pistol, and machine pistols are, well, they tend to not be that accurate. And this is definitely no exception. It doesn't shoot that fast for a machine pistol. It might even be the slowest shooting machine pistol in the game, but I'm not 100% sure on that. Still is a decent gun. It's just like not as good as I thought it would be because got some recoil. Got some serious recoil. Next up we have the Glock 18. The reason that this isn't that high on the list is it does have an extended mag, but in my opinion it's kind of just a jack of all trades, you know? And not in the terms of being an M16A3 where it's just amazing at everything. Yeah, it's got recoil. It doesn't have a super large mag. It has a decent reload time. It shoots decently fast. Its damage is alright. But yeah, for 1100 RPM and the damage not being that high, it does have a bit of recoil, you know? And it can be equipped with an extended mag and a stock, and I think the 50 cal conversion as well, which can make it hit really hard. Yeah, it does have those attachments, but even so, I would say that it's just not quite as good as the other machine pistols. There are some really solid machine pistols, like the top 3, which I believe we're getting to right after this, are some good guns. But yeah, this can be a pretty good gun. It has the stock and the extended mag and all that stuff that can make it a lot better. And I forgot that this thing actually has like a decent bit of recoil as well. Oh yeah, it does have the cool Glock like slide pulled back when it's empty. Now coming in at our number 3 spot, you're probably gonna actually be pretty confused about this, is actually the Tech 9. The Tech 9 is a really solid gun, but I'll kind of explain it. Basically, it has 1500 RPM. So the cool thing is the long barrel actually makes this thing more accurate, but as you can see, that doesn't really make that big of a difference. This thing is the mag dump machine. It hits for 28 in CQC and 20 all ranges. And as you can see, it is the ultimate machine pistol, if there was one. But just because it's the ultimate machine pistol doesn't mean it's the best machine pistol. This one is just a little bit too inaccurate for my liking, and it doesn't 3-hit. And the next 2 on this list actually can 3-hit. But as you can see, I have over 1,000 kills with this gun. It is a good gun. It is a very solid gun. It's a very no-nonsense machine pistol that just it just kills people. And it does have a very fast time to kill, and it shoots 300 RPM faster than the Vector. It's actually tied for fastest firing automatic gun in the entire game. And the cool thing about this gun is that it can actually 5-hit all ranges. However, good luck hitting that. Pretty cool gun. I have a lot of kills on it, like way more than I should, to be honest. And if you can believe it, this is actually the lowest recoil setup, I believe, on this gun. Well, I guess maybe oil filter might have less recoil, but the lowest recoil setup that doesn't lower your RPM by 20%. Because full stock and long barrel actually make your recoil better. But yeah, you can see it does go pretty hard if you can use it correctly still. Now on to the number 2 spot, we actually have the Scorpion VZ61. The reason that this is super good is that, yeah, it's 6 hits in LRC, but it can 3-hit in CQC, and it is very accurate. Very, very accurate. This was added at the same time as the arm pistol, and it actually shoots slightly faster than the arm pistol as well. It shoots at 850 RPM. But yeah, all things considered, this will probably do you a lot better than the Tech 9 will. Because this is it with basically no attachments. It's still very accurate. It's just the best like automatic pistol in my opinion. Because the number 1 pick is actually not even an automatic. It's actually a burst, and we'll get to it in just a minute. I think this even has rat shot and has a 9mm conversion, and the 9mm conversion kind of lowers the damage a bit, but I think increases your magazine size and RPM. Yeah, when this gun came out, I was super hyped about it, and then I don't know. I started using the arm pistol instead because I was like, oh, the arm pistol is better because it has the extended mag with no downsides. But then I think I just ended up using the XIX instead of either of them. But yeah, here it is, the final reveal, the number one. You probably saw it if you clicked on the video or if you were checking which of the ones I actually had already reviewed. It's the 93R. You're probably confused. You're like, what the heck? The 93R is a thing that exists? But this is the 93R. The reason that this is so good is because it's a burst machine pistol with 1100 RPM, a 20 round magazine, can 3-hit in CQC, is very accurate, and you can just burst it that fast. I don't think I have a very good loadout on it, so it seems that I have compensator on it, which I probably should take off because I think muzzle brake would be better since it's a burst. This definitely has a higher skill ceiling than some of the other machine pistols because it's a burst, and bursts are harder to use. I'm not saying it's super difficult to use or anything, I'm just saying it's harder because you have to click. I think this is the stock that you want to use to actually make the recoil really good. But yeah, as you can see, this is a very good machine pistol. Like I could see where you would argue that it's not better than the Tech 9 because the Tech 9 shoots faster. But overall, in my opinion, this is just better than the Tech 9. But you know, it's a burst, so you might not want to use it. That's pretty much the only major drawback. I think it used to be the M93R, and it was, I guess, too good, and then they nerfed it. He's gaming. We got one burst. Oh. Let's all just chill out, especially you, Mr. KSG. Bullets? Nope. No bullets. You got bullets? You got? No, that's not bullets. Hey, let's all just, gonna go back out here now. Oh. Oh. I don't even know what's going on anymore. Don't expect to use this thing in LRC, but don't expect to use basically anyone in LRC. Except obviously the Scorpion kind of works in LRC, but this is going to kill a lot faster than the Scorpion is in CQC, that's for sure. But yeah, that is the machine pistols ranked. If you want to see a different video kind of like this in the future, I would be happy to do one. Make sure to comment if you enjoy this kind of video, and I'll see you in the next one though. Peace. Bruh.